Hello everyone, and a massive thank you to all of you that sent in photos and videos for the YCC LEGO challenge. When we set the LEGO challenge with Psalm 23, I had no idea of the creativity that was going to be unleashed.
You don't know the creativity of the YCC congregation.
True. And we've had so much material sent in that I've had to edit some of it down. So apologies for that in advance, but you will get a flavour for all the different things that we've received. Let's dive in with our first category, which is LEGO Tableaus. The Speddings were quick off the block, as it were, with the Duplo, and they've given us Daniel in the lion's den. Though, is it just me, or do those lions look a bit more like tigers? Then they followed it up later in the week with Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Sam Carr made this wonderfully colourful rainbow, and if you're wondering which character is Noah, apparently he's the Green Goblin. And Hannah and Matt have recreated the parting of the Red Sea from Exodus. Michaela has made David and Goliath for us, and I think she's done a fantastic job of getting those two to scale. The Sievers family have made Jonah and the whale. I love his legs sticking out there. And the Dean family have given us a series of tableaus telling the whole story of Jonah and the whale. And is it me, or does it look like Jonah is being played by Apu from The Simpsons? Melanie made a wonderful representation of the healing of the paralysed man from Luke 5. So you can see the paralysed man there jumping around for joy after he's been healed. And Phoebe has given us a fantastic view of the feeding of the 5,000, which I'm sure you know is in all four Gospels. Jen has sent in two scenes from Luke 15. So this is the parable of the lost sheep and also the parable of the prodigal son. And then Ollie has made another version of the healing of the paralysed man from Luke 5. And Josiah has managed to make a very detailed scene of the crucifixion of Jesus. Anita only had 2 Lego figures to work with, but she still managed to recreate the miraculous catch of fish from John 21. Our next category is non-Lego creations. Anna has painted a picture based on our reflections on Psalm 23 from last week. Leah Reynolds has made another version of the feeding of the 5,000, and this time it's in cake form. Freya has made the Last Supper out of Playmobil figures. The McNabb family have recreated Palm Sunday for us, which is very topical. Christine has obviously been working hard on this stained glass window, which is a representation of Pentecost from Acts 2. So Gillian sent us her favourite verse from Deuteronomy. Angela created the Gospel according to Quality Street, which I'm afraid was much too long to show, but here are just some of my personal favourite bits. So Jesus calling the disciples, Jesus raising Lazarus. I particularly enjoyed the Garden of Gethsemane rendered as broccoli. And I thought it was very creative to do the tomb of Jesus as an Easter egg. Mark managed to create Peter's miraculous escape from prison from Acts 12 using figures out of board games.
So here we are in the prison, and Peter, you can see there, is fast asleep between 2 guards. On either side, he's actually chained to them. Didn't have small enough chains. And you can see that by the gate, there's some other guards as well. So he's pretty well protected, and he's expecting to be executed tomorrow. But then suddenly, oh look, it's an angel. The angel comes and says, wake up, wake up. So Peter wakes up and the chains have come off him. And the angel says, let's go out of the prison, shall we? Oh, why aren't the guards awake? I don't know, it's miraculous. So they go to the gate. Oh, and the gate opens by itself. And they can go past the guards, around this artfully placed tree. I don't know if there's a tree in the original. And they come to the house where everybody is praying for Peter to be released. And Peter knocks on the door. And out comes a lady, a girl actually. She says, oh, Peter, what? And she thinks it's a ghost and runs back in. They say, it can't be Peter, it's his ghost, it's his ghost. No, actually it's Peter, actually it's Peter. And they open the house and come in, and they're all so happy they celebrate.
And our final category is Lego animations. Some of you must have spent hours creating these stop motion movies. So first up, we have two versions of the Feeding of the 5,000 from the Ruddle family, one of which includes perhaps the most disturbing portrayal of Jesus I've ever seen. Darth here particularly enjoyed the Clark story from 2 Kings.
Our final 2 videos are from Ed and BETHAN CANDLIN.
So thanks ever so much again to everybody that contributed, and enjoy.
Meet the cast. These are the apostles. This is the boy on a Segway. This is the crowd. And this is Jesus. Jesus went up a mountainside and sat down with his disciples. He sat 2 meters apart from them, who sat 2 meters away from each other. When he looked up, he saw a great crowd coming towards them. He said to Philip, "How can we feed these people?" Philip said it would take more than half a year's wages to buy enough food for each one to have a bite. Another disciple named Andrew said, "Here is a boy with a bit of grass. How far will that go among many?" Jesus said, "Make the people sit down 2 meters apart from each other." Jesus then took the food and gave each person as much as they wanted. When everyone had eaten enough, they gathered 12 basketful of leftover. Everyone saw the miracle and believed.
This is Jesus. This is the disciples. This is the crowd. One day, Jesus and his disciples went up to a mountainside. They saw a crowd emerging. Philip asked Jesus,
"How can we feed them all?"
Andrew said,
"Here's the little boy with his packed lunch."
Jesus thanked God for the food and gave it to all the people in the crowd. Everyone had their fill. There were 12 baskets left over. What a miracle! Thanks for watching. Please note, this was filmed 2,000 years before social distancing.
When the servant of the man of God got up and went out early the next morning, an army with horses and chariots had surrounded the city. "Oh no, my lord, what shall we do?" the servant asked.
"Do not be afraid," the prophet answered. "Those who are with us are more than those who are with them." And Elisha prayed, "Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see." Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha.
Oh, look, there it is. Ew. Just gonna pick this up. Throw it over there. Get in. Oh, come on. Whoa, that is deep. Yeah!